Looks to me like there's a lot of debris here. I'm not sure if this is because it's been storming or what, but you could clearly have a big bonfire out here. It's one of their biggest public beaches. We had just gotten off the plane in Kauai. We grabbed our crap at the airport, jumped in the Jeep, and hit the road. Pulled over at the first beach we saw. There was a big storm brewing, so Kim and I wanted to get as much beach time as we could before the weather set in. We walked along the beach for a bit and then went to get in the car, and that's when we ran into Jack.
I just wrote this yesterday.
Okay.
I'm trying to finish it, so I'm just playing it.
Yeah, man.
I'll give you a taste of it.
All right.
Viva Yawanawa, Brazilian people.
Yeah.
All you need is who you are. You forever are enough. Yeah, calling through the stars. Time for us to get in touch. Yeah, beyond the edge of space and time. You taught me of your love. Made me stronger in my heart. I keep the jungle in my blood.
I like that beach even more after meeting Jack. So we made it. For the first time on this trip, we were off of Oahu. We had spent 8 days in crowded traffic land. Boy, is it a big difference here. Man. So Kim and I spent 4 days driving around Kauai. The plan was to see every corner of this little island. I think we did a pretty good job. But it wasn't just touristy crap. It was back roads, and side roads, and secret tiny beaches, and wild animals. We saw the bright spots and the low spots, and I think we got a pretty good idea on how these people in this strange land live. And rain. Lots and lots of damn rain because of a freak storm out in the Pacific. And I was a little blue about that.
I keep the jungle in my blood. I'm in it for the long run, and you know where I'm from. I'm on the return back into stardust, something more through ancestral soul, riding on the wall. Come people called by the extraordinary, all in sacred time. Wanna walk a rainbow prophecy, honoring all that gives you life. Don't know what you don't know. The way moons unfold in the unknown. Familiar voice of the present moment, always reminding us how to follow the sun and to live within. Heart of pure and innocence, shining on and on, evolved in the lineage of my mother and father's love.
Welcome to Anahola Store.
We're here to get some sushi.
Kanaka maoli.
Yeah, man.
Ika aina ika pono. Ika pono ika aina.
What does that mean?
O valeno o vai oi. Where you guys from?
North Carolina.
Oh, you guys far away from home, man.
Kauai, the oldest island. Some say this place is like Jurassic Park. They actually filmed that here. You probably didn't know that. Kauai's been called the prettiest of all Hawaiian islands. And you can see why, right? This is Hanalei Bay. A long time ago, this was a valley where they grew rice. And they used this bay as a port. So ships came in and out of here every day, and a lot of them sunk because the captains were drunk. That's what I heard. Well, today, there's no rice paddies and there's no shipping in and out of here. It's a super expensive tourist trap. And just wonderful to look at, right? That was one of our favorite days. So here's where Kauai is on a map. Some of you know where it is. Some of you have never even really heard of it before. It's the tiniest of the 4 islands that you can go to in the Hawaiian chain. A lot of people don't make it over here when they visit Hawaii. Most people go to Honolulu or Maui. It's not a big place. The island's 32 miles across. The whole island, it's about the same size as Phoenix, but there's only 72,000 people who live here full time. Day one began with sun. Well, I'm out here on Kauai. We just got here, and it is absolutely beautiful on a Wednesday morning. Just landed. They're calling for heavy rain for the next few days. I hope that's not true, clearly, because it would be wonderful if it was this wonderful for the next 4 days. We literally just pulled over on the side of the road, and first place we came to, really, and it's just like, I think it's the whole island. We haven't even got to where we're going. We haven't even got to the first stop yet. There really was no plan when we got here, just to look around, and man. Yeah, Kim, what's your first impression?
I like it a lot. It's very chill, way more chill than Oahu and Waikiki, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now I was pretty surprised to see how basic it is on a lot of the island. Well, sure, there's super fancy stuff all over, but a lot of the neighborhoods here, they just look like any other small town, just with wonderful landscape around. Stuff on this street, it's all at least $700K. Somewhere between that and like 1.2 mil. I know. A dude who lives in Kauai told me, you got to bring in at least 90K if you want to break even here. It's like, damn. If you can find somewhere to rent here and it's under $2,000 a month, well, that's a really big deal, and you keep that to yourself. Now, a lot of people here, they're second homeowners, so a lot of this stuff is empty for part of the year. Bunch of retirees and rich people. I don't know how many of these people actually have regular jobs. I asked and couldn't really get a good answer. I guess that's kind of awkward. Kind of an awkward question to ask, right? How much do you make? What do you do for work? The vibe on this island is very chill compared to the other islands that I've been to. What's going on with all that? It seems to be like the place to chill.
Yes, everybody's a little laid back and not in a big hurry. Just enjoying life. Day at a time in paradise.
How long you been here?
I've been here since 1996. Came for 2 weeks of vacation from Alaska and never went back.
Never even returned home to get your shit?
What do I need long underwear and wool socks for? I'm not going Big Island where they have snow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need any of that, so yeah.
Do you ever get island fever? I hear people kind of say that they move here and then they kind of go,
I like the isolation.
Has this place changed since you've moved here?
Yeah, some, but I mean, we get plenty of natural disasters that weed out all the weak people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta make sacrifices, you know? So, milk costs $8 a gallon, you gotta learn to have your Cheerios with Budweiser. You know, it's just simple sacrifices that have to be made to stay in paradise.
Mm-hmm. Here's the parking lot. No chaos, no fighting over spaces, no arguing, no lines, no pay. The dreams come true. The camera does not do it justice. So the beaches. There's going to be a lot of beach shit in this video. Because, well, Kauai has some of the best beaches in the world, duh. And I went to every single one of them. Now, when I was doing research for this trip, and I was planning out which beaches to go to, I was really curious, like, which beaches are accessible? Because a lot of the beaches here, they look like they're hidden or tucked away down some tiny pathway. I was like, do people go down there? How do you get there? Where do you park? What's it like? So anyway, I learned that apparently every beach in Hawaii is public. But that doesn't mean they're easy to get to. There's always a cliff involved. Always. And a lot of the homeowners, they make it a little tricky to find the pathways down behind their houses. You would too. But there is beach drama everywhere you turn in this state. So Mark Zuckerberg has a big estate right on the southeastern side of the island. And talk about drama. He built this big compound over here that's hundreds of acres. And then he tried to annex more land from people around here. A bunch of people in Kauai are pissed off about Zuck and the other rich land grabbers that are coming here, and they're ruining everything. It's a really big deal. 1 million people signed a petition to stop Zuck from buying up even more land. And somebody told me that when Zuck's on the island, everybody knows, and it's a big scene with all the cars and choppers and security everywhere. And, of course, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want you on his beach. He's tried to get laws passed so nobody can get back there behind his property. It's called Larson's Beach, and this is kind of an example of how kind of hard it is to find some of these beaches in Kauai. So to get there, you make a hard ride off the road in the middle of jungle prairie land, and then you take a tiny little dirt road back to the coast. A lot of the beaches are like this. Sort of private beaches that you won't find unless you know your way through the jungle. And then I got down there and I was like, you really have to be pretty motivated to get down to the water. And I'd see that over and over when we were here. Holy shit, look at that. You come down a road and there's a long pathway that I am not going down in these shoes. And looks like 13 people have been killed down there. Drowning and probably just getting lost in that jungle. I'm sure it's wonderful down there. So there's Mark Zuckerberg's property. Down there. Yep, that's another pathway to another part of the beach. I don't know. It looks long. Sorry, YouTube. I'm going to find a beach that's more accessible. Oh, wow. There's a beach pathway. That looks pretty sketch. How do you even get back up? Oh my God. I don't know. Probably. All right. We're just pulled over on the side here. This whole island is one big beach, really. You just pull over and just find a spot. Look at that. It's not even a real beach. It's just a beach. I mean, this is, holy shit. This does not feel like the United States. I mean, where I live, the beach is just one big long stretch of sand. Just pick an exit. But it seems like every turn on this island, there's like a little bay or a cove or a little spit of sand, a little private beach. Everywhere. Side of the road. Post office. I'll make another one. poke bowls and Hawaiian plates. Want a poke bowl? General store. And they got snorkel gear, flip-flops. Of course they do. This really is like the most peaceful island. I mean, you just turn a corner and you've got these little markets where people are just hanging out on the side of the road in pretty much the most beautiful countryside I think I've ever seen. No shit. Probably about a mile from the beach right now. The weather's cleared again. It seems like it's hit and miss out here. In some random country road on Kauai where there's chickens everywhere. So Kauai is very much hippie land. Of all the Hawaiian islands, this is the one that feels the most alternative. I was told I'd see a lot of nonconformists and fringe religious types and people that are into crystal healing, yoga, and a bunch of dreadlocks and BO. And on the way to the hotel, we got a really good look at just how jungly Kauai is when you get off the main drags. It's the oldest of the Hawaiian islands, so the rock here, it's less jagged and it's a lot greener. The younger islands, they're a lot more brown and black and just fresh rock. I'll show you that when we get to the next two islands. And then we saw the chickens. Now, everybody told us, you think the chickens are crazy on Oahu? Just wait till you get to Kauai, Nick. Well, they were right. They've taken over this entire island. And if you don't like them around your house, then you just have to move. There's nothing you can do about it. Do they like Pringles or Cheez-Its better? Let's find out. Cheez-Its! Cheez-Its wins. She went right for it. Oh, here's Pringle, maybe? Pringle? Oh, come on now. Oh, he does not like Pringles. He's going over there to be like, give me some of that Cheez-It, ho. Yeah. Nobody wanted the Pringle. I got a little baby. It needs to go back to his mama.
Aww.
Then you make friends, and it kind of makes you feel bad eating them.
There's your mama. Oh, sorry.
Aww. You're welcome, Mama. Now you have them all back.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. So the sugar plantations had all these chickens, and then they shut down, and they just let all the chickens loose, and now they're everywhere. And of course, we got chickens at the airport. Oh my God, that is the biggest snail I have ever seen. And the snails, my God, these are giant African snails, I learned. For perspective, I mean, you are massive. Holy crap. That's a big snail. Oh my God, they're getting bigger. That's a Pringle for perspective. You wanna try it? Nope, he doesn't like Pringles. Oh my God, you like Pringles? Yes, he's tearing it up. You like Pringles. Look at you. Yeah. All right. You're gonna get nice and big and strong. It's Good for your shell. You see mongooses all over these islands too. Well, they were brought over here to kill the rats. But that didn't work. All they did was make more mongooses. Look at you. Peacock. You know you're a big boy. He's like, yeah, you can take my picture. Everybody else does. When we were here, there was a little bit of homeless stuff on the island, but I really wasn't looking for it, and I really didn't see a lot of it. People told me that most of the homeless people go to Oahu, where there's way more tourists and way more drugs. The first 2 nights we were here, we stayed in Lihue. It's considered a big city here, but it only has 6,000 people. Lihue was built because of the sugar industry. The whole island was sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. And Lihue was the center of all that, where the merchants and distributors and banks and all that stuff was located. The sugar magnates built it. And today it's a neat little town. Kinda local, kinda tourists. Whenever the cruise ship comes to Kauai, it parks in Lihue. So about every 4th day, like 500 people will show up on this street out of nowhere. But even the tourist part has a limited footprint. You can't build a building on Kauai that's taller than a coconut tree. Supposedly. I didn't measure them. That does not look. It looks fun, but not fun.
Not on this one.
Here's what an average neighborhood looks like on this island. Just a clean, quiet place to raise a family, maybe 10 minutes from the coast. You won't find anything on this street that isn't at least $800,000. And if you did, then everyone else would know about it too. Low crime and no BS. I love it. On the final stop of the day, we went to the famous Poipu beach. The skies had opened up a little bit, so I flew the drone. And then I was like, what's that crowd over there? It was turtles. The crowd was watching turtles. That was our first time that we saw green sea turtles. Days later, we'd be swimming with them. Oh, man. Day 2, the Dirt Road Millionaires. Chickens and rain. I don't know if we're gonna be able to avoid the rain today. You wanna get under here? Yell again? think they filmed Gilligan's Island over there. Now, day 2 was mostly rain, damn it, and it really came down. But you can't stop a production. We couldn't be sad about it. I mean, Kauai is one of the wettest places on Earth. You feel like you're in a jungle from, well, before we even had dinosaurs. Some jungle road in the rain to the next beach. Now, we had mixed feelings about this weather. Like, of course, we wanted bright blue skies and puffy white clouds every day. But, well, this is what it's like here. Now, the rain chatter started days before when we were in Honolulu, so we knew we were in for it. The Kona low, oh no! All over the islands, there were stories about people getting rescued, and roads were closed, and blowing snow. It was just a real racket. Oh man, day 8, getting ready to go to Kauai. 6 a.m., about to catch a flight to the next island. Hopefully this doesn't follow us over there. Well, anyway, it did. So it started raining, and now we're gonna go down to another beach at the end of another jungle road. There's probably nothing back here but a couple houses and some beach sand. So here we are again. Small little beach in an awesome neighborhood, I have to say. And a lot of them, they're all public, so you gotta have access, so people just kind of park here, and then you find the footpath in between all the houses, wherever it is, and you walk down to the beach. And it's raining a little bit, so a lot of people left, but look at these houses. Super cool neighborhood. Oh look, more chickens. Hey, little girl. Where's your little chicks, girl? Huh? Go get the worm, girl. In between storms, we met with a couple of surfboard dudes. 'Cause surfing is such a big deal on these islands, right? This is my buddy Corey. He's got a workshop on his property where he makes new surfboards.
It's a little warm in here, but not too bad. Here, I'll leave the door open.
Okay.
So I shape in here, and business right now is very slow because the new board market on Kauai is very slow. Kauai is very expensive for people, for young surfers, and they don't have a lot of expendable income and money, and there's too many used boards. And it's just tough, you know. I mean, luckily I don't have to. Luckily I don't have to make my living from building surfboards, or I'd probably be poor. It's where I do the lamination work. So you take the cloth. You take the cloth.
Oh. Yeah.
You pull it out onto the board, and then you pour the resin on, and you know what I mean. And you use the resin tints, and I mean. Well, it's a hobby. For me.
Good for you.
No, to make money making surfboards, you really need to have a shaping machine and a glasser, a production glasser.
And I met with my buddy Josh over at Stony Joe's. He's got a cool little surf shop on the west side of the island. What's the surf culture like in Kauai?
Oh gosh, so mind you, I have to be really cautious because it's a very sensitive subject. People are very protective of what goes down here. We do have a few little gems that I'm not at liberty to talk about, just because I like the way my face looks and I like to live here.
Locals only.
I won't say locals only, but aloha for sure. Aloha is really important, and that aloha is not cheesy. It's very respectful. It's sitting wide. Say hello to everybody. Smile. And if someone doesn't like you, don't be mad at them. I'm definitely the minority here, and I know that. But with all respect and love, I've been treated very well in 20-some years.
Then Josh showed me how to do the Hawaii slap shake.
You just gotta. That's how we do it. You
That's
heard
it.
it? We've got it on camera.
Did you get that? Josh Stone right there.
That was fun. I can't believe you got it so good. That was perfect.
So I was over here at this little market, and my driver, with her eagle eyes, said there's a payphone, and there is a payphone. I'm gonna try calling one of these and see if they're still around. Deja Vu Surf Outlet.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Oh.
Please check the number and dial again.
No longer in
Your
business.
call cannot be completed as dialed.
Dang it.
Please check the number and dial again.
So where I am right now, I'm on the west side of Kauai in a little beat-up town called Kamakani. A lot of the communities on this part of the island are pretty small and pretty poor. They used to all be part of sugar plantation land. I have a whole video just about sugar land coming up. A lot of it didn't look like this country. Most of it's simple and somewhat run down, to be honest. But it's cheap. Maybe these people have it all figured out. And then here's a complete difference. So this is the town of Koloa. It's maybe 30 minutes away from the poor side of the island. And look at this. This is probably one of the coolest communities I saw in Kauai. There's only 1,000 people that live in this little valley. A lot of it looks really fancy, just like this. And it's really safe here. Like, nobody locks their doors. It's really laid back. A small town on a tiny island where you see the same people over and over. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's this little hippie village that used to just all be devoted to sugar. The whole town. There was a big mill here down the street. They called it Koloa Sugar. And then outside of town is where all the immigrants lived. But this whole street was just all based in sugar production. And then in the 1850s, they shut down all the sugar mills in Kauai. Koloa turned into this big deal tourist draw. And they transformed the entire town. And it is fancy. This is Koloa town. Just this neat little village kind of in the middle of the jungle. It's kind of a touristy trap thing with shopping and art stuff and some restaurants. Some little coffee shops. Just turn a corner out here in Kauai and just come across these little villages. Just right in the middle of the jungle. And here's their little market. There's even a store called Kauai Chickens. Man, the chicken culture here is strong. The Grand Canyon of Hawaii behind me. The only went about a third of the way up view because it's 60 degrees and frankly can't really see much. But there you go, Waimea Canyon, one of the all-time awesome things to see on Kauai. Kinda. I saw this all over the islands. This is what they do to your car if you leave it on the side of the road too long. They'll just take everything, even the reflectors. What are you doing, pig? A lot of people hunt those here because they're invasive. I hear people hit them all the time and ruin their cars and everything. And now it's just cleared up. We're going back to another beach. Look at that. And look at that. Well, that didn't last long. Here's what the harbor of Lihue looks like. That's Kalapaki Beach. That I'm sure looks a lot better when the clouds are gone. Damn it. Lihue's harbor is where the cruise ship pulls in. So pretty much everything down here is some touristy crap, some shopping, overpriced restaurants. Well, we went and had some Mexican food because I didn't want to pay the cruise ship sucker prices. Just sat out along the water and watched the chickens roam and surfing on the telly. Why'd the chicken cross the road? You tell me. And they have all these giant frogs here. I think they're toads. Oh, look at these two. Uh-oh. Were you guys humping? You are a massive frog. You're kind of big. But now that is a real big frog. Damn. You're little. How old are you? Huh? How old are you? You look like you're like 2. Yeah. Say hi to YouTube. He's like, leave me alone. Go on, get. Today?
No, I'm incognito.
All right.
Except the post office when you look on the wall.
Well, that sucks. Sucks for you, bro.
I get that. I know. Yeah, bro.
He's going back to the car with 2 boards. Not a good day for him. But what did you do today? Did you get off the couch? Did you break your surfboard? He did. Out there on the Kona Low swells of Kauai. If you don't break your board, you ain't trying. A third day began with a waterfall. Now you might remember we saw a waterfall already once. Remember the treacherous walk up to Manoa Falls in Honolulu? Well, that sucked. But this one was more of my kind of waterfall. It's called Kailua Falls, and you don't even have to hike to see it. Remember Fantasy Island, the TV show? Well, that's the waterfall from the credits. This is Kapaha. It's the biggest city in Kauai. They actually have 11,000 people here. About a third of Kapaha is Asian, and it's maybe 25% white. That's how it is all over Hawaii. Asians are a majority. Only state where white people are not a majority. Kapaha was also a big plantation town that's been turned into a tourism town. It's like as soon as you get a glimpse, you're like, ooh, and then it's like you get one house, and then you get like nothing. This is pretty good.
Welcome to Anahola store.
We came to get some sushi.
Kanaka maoli.
Yeah, man.
Ika aina, ika pono. Ika pono, ika aina.
What does that mean?
O valeno o vai oi. Where you guys from?
North Carolina.
Oh, you guys far away from home, man.
Yeah, man.
How come? You guys don't like it back there?
No, we love it. Your island's beautiful, man.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. All
We're
right.
trying to keep the limit. Population getting kind of out of control. Man.
I can tell.
That's why we say o mao ke o kaina, kapono. This land is for the Hawaiian people. Ea, and that's the truth. So come, enjoy, respect. Aloha.
Damn it. Too many people. Ruining everything. So we wanted to check out that historic lighthouse view thing that's on the east side of the island, but they wanted $20 per car to drive over there. So here's the free view from the parking lot. And they're just the most amazing beaches you've ever seen, but they're hard to get to. And this one here is telling people, don't go down there. That is not the way to the beach. It's over there. But I think there's a lot of people that come down here thinking that they're gonna get down to the beach, and then they fall off the cliff and they go in the ocean and nobody ever sees them again. I'm not gonna do that because you guys love me so much, but I'm gonna show you how pretty this is. I know it's raining. Oh my God. That looks like something out of a damn movie, doesn't it? And if you want to walk down the cliffside to get there, the only other way to get down there is with a boat. Look at that. Holy shit, we found the sun on the north end of the island. And oh boy, what a beautiful day it is. Out here, Hanalei Bay in Kauai. Those waves are breaking. I might hang 10 or 20. Maybe not. You can still see little bits of lava rock in the beach sand here. The last volcano here erupted back in before there were humans. Tell you what, it was nice to sit in the sun with the storm behind me for once. Literally the only sunny beach on the entire island. And guess who found it? But those waves are really strong, so nobody's out in the water today because of the storm. And I've had 3 vodka raspberries out here. First time I've been somewhat intoxicated since night 6 in Oahu. Excuse me, YouTube. It's been 2 days since I've seen the sun, and I need a little sun. Heya, H-A-I-A-H-O, hola, holix, what does that say? H-O-L-I-A? Is that aloha? Oh, wait. Aloha! I fixed it. Aloha. Well, that's wonderful. That might be the intro for the video. We got told that the waves are too big. We can't go in the water, so we're gonna go down the road so we can get in.
The whole South Shore, in even the 13 years I've been here, I've watched it grow, you know, a lot. Like I said, infrastructure is inevitable. The growth of all of that. And
does it change the culture, though? All the new people moving?
Yeah, you know, especially the South Shore. Yeah, it is really sad. You know, like I said, the Hawaiian culture, I don't see many Hawaiians, especially on the South Shore. You know, I'm sure you've heard priced out of paradise is kind of like the term. And in all respect, I'm a really humble guy. I live on very simple means. And as with most people that live here on the island, as far as people that live here all the time, you know, a lot of people that own the houses, they just kind of come and go. It's like their second, third house in Stoke for them. But I think always respecting the culture around you is not to change what you loved about the place, but adapt to where you moved. And I think that's the biggest thing out here that gives people, you know, the new people a bad name. They're like, oh, this place is beautiful, but I don't want you parking on the beach no more. You're like, well, bro, we've been parking on the beach for generations. Mm-hmm. So again, I just be real cautious about the people around you here. And I think that's the general rule is, my mom says it really good. She says, son, God doesn't ask us to make waves, just ride them. If you're not harming innocent people, have a good time, man. And other than that, it's like, I just try to own that. Yeah, I don't know if that helps a little bit.
This is Hanalei Bay, one of the best and most popular beaches in Kauai. And look at that. Wouldn't you want to live here? All of this along the coast are $20 million homes. Every single one of them. I think all the boats pulled in right here because it's like the only place to get some sun today. One thing I just noticed, took me 10 days, there's no seagulls here. But there's these myna birds that are really cool. And of course, plenty of chickens and roosters. It's a good day at the beach. Those are taro patties. Taro's a big deal in Hawaii. They love it here. It's basically a root. They put it in a bunch of food. I learned that the farmers work these patties in knee-deep mud and they battle apple snails all year long. Well, shit, those farmers are working hard so you can have taro. So next time you have some taro grown in Hawaii, know that it took a lot of work to get it to you. Hard-working farmers out here, working in mud, battling giant snails. They deserve a raise. Are those waterfalls?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They are? Oh my god.
There's like, and there's another hill with the waterfalls.
Oh shit.
I think there's like 4 of them.
Can you like hike up to those?
Not that I know.
Oh my god, that is crazy. You don't have to worry about people stealing your surfboards here. If that was a Newport Beach, they'd be gone. Then we got to Princeville. So Princeville's on the northeast side of the island. I showed you all the poor areas the day before. Well, this is the opposite of that. Princeville's this condo golf course part of Kauai that I'm sure is everybody's dream to live in that wants to retire in Hawaii. It's a really nice place. One of the cleanest cities I've been to. I mean, everything's perfect. It's like they cut the grass with damn scissors. No trash, just wonderful. There's about 2,000 people that live up here. It's very transient. There's a lot of Airbnbs. A lot of these condos are rented out. I don't think a lot of these people live up here full time. And it all feels very elite. I saw lots of noses turned up and the people driving around in their e-vehicles. And of course, the little town of Princeville has to have a Foodland. It's the only place in town to get Foodland shit. And boy, am I starting to like the Foodlands. Look at that Foodland. So they say stuff's expensive in Hawaii. $7.99 for a gallon of water. Aloha water, but it's locally grown. That milk's $11.29. And it's a half gallon. Cage-free eggs, $10.69 on special. Whatever those are $5.99 each. $110 bottle of whatever that is. Now these people ain't hurting for good food up here in Princeville. The local Safeway had $15 a pound fish chum, and sushi and garlic shrimp. Just look at that. But you don't have to dress up here, clearly. Good for you guys. Keeping it real. What is it?
Spicy tuna and those little, like, dough.
Dang, sushi on the side of the highway. In case you didn't know, groceries are really expensive here. One report came out and said bread was $13.99. What the? I don't know how these people do it. So Kim and I ate sushi a lot when we were here. We got sushi at the convenience stores, gas stations, food trucks, and it was all wonderful, and it was pretty cheap. Look at this. The condo complex where we stayed, they had a sushi food truck in the parking lot. No shit. But man, these people are lucky. One night we were just walking around and we saw these birds in one of the yards. And I was like, oh, look at those seagulls. They're playing. And then a guy who lives there was like, seagulls? Those are albatross, dude. I was like, what? I guess they come here to rest and breed, maybe, on their way to wherever they're going. Those birds fly longer and further than any other bird on Earth. And then this little guy had a band on. So I think he was being monitored. I was like, I pretty much could have walked up and pet a damn albatross if I wanted to. But I didn't. This is an example of one of these beaches in between the houses that they have to give you access to. This is their kind of like in between. And then you come out to, holy shit. What? Oh my God. Holy crap. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy shit. Look at their view. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Now, I don't know if it was all the sushi in my gut or what, but I had a pretty crazy dream that third night as the rain fell outside. I dreamt about the airport and the plane ride over here. Now, island hopping really is fun. You totally feel like you're on vacation. You can have a beer in your hand, a lei around your neck, you got your flops on or your PJs just schlepping around. Total thing takes about an hour on Southwest Airlines. And the airports are all really small and fun. Here's the Honolulu airport. You get to hang outside and watch the planes come and go. Really makes you feel like you're out of the country, this airport does. Inside, I saw the Korean badminton team at the airport. Well, I don't know, but it could be. Probably getting ready for the Olympics. And of course, they sell leis in the airport. And then you fly across really pretty water. And you're there in 30 minutes. And it's raining. There you go. Day 4, a private beach. The final day, more rain to begin. I had my coffee and thought, are we ever going to find that little sunny beach? Kim was like, stop complaining. We're in freaking Hawaii. I was like, the rain's got to stop eventually, right? Rained a lot that morning. So a lot of these beaches, they're super cool, but there's literally room for 6 cars. So if you can get a spot, you've got a beautiful day on the beach with hardly anyone around. And if you don't, go to the next beach, which is where we're gonna go. Down that rainy jungle road. They came down to enjoy the view too. Kombucha and coconuts in the back of the truck. And yes, Hawaii has farms and real tractors. We got some rednecks out here doing some, looks like he's plowing for this year's crop. No idea what he might grow. I think anything grows out here. He left his umbrella and chairs. And uh-oh. They don't have seagulls that get into your shit here. It's chickens. Just a little market here in this little, I mean, we are on a teeny little road right off the coast, and there's like a little hotel thing here, and oh, I gotta get some shave ice. I'm gonna get some shave ice. Oh god, they're not open. Small town Hawaii for you, right there. Look at this life. Roads aren't paved, but I don't think these folks care much about that. Look at this. Right on the coast. So here's a little teeny beach access right here. Just enough room for 1 car. And we're the only people here. Guess there's monk seals. Beach access. All the way down here. And then this happened. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and today I won. A victory. What a day. So we finally found our aloha at the end of the last day. Took us 4 days to find it. Now I'm not going to tell you where this old beach is. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody else that's going to find it. But it was wonderful. Kim's out there snorkeling. Me just sitting on the beach. We were all alone. We could have made love in that sand. Your only concern on a day like this is somebody else coming down that path. And nobody did. Kauai is a wonderful place to be. You need to see it at least once. I really did like the small towns and the vibe. Everywhere here, it's really clean, it's safe, and it's clearly wonderful to look at. Some of the prettiest scenery you'll ever see. I don't know if there's anywhere like it in the world. I guess I could see living here if I had enough dough that an extra $5 million didn't matter. I don't think I could live here, but I'd come often. And that was how our 4 days in Kauai ended. But wait, hold on everyone. On the last evening, I looked up at the sky and I thought, you know what, I should put the drone up one more time. Maybe there'll even be a rainbow tonight.
All you need is who you are. You forever are enough. Yeah, calling through the stars. Time for us to get in touch. Yeah, beyond the edge of space and time. You taught me of your love. Made me stronger in my heart. I keep the jungle in my blood. I'm in it for the long run, and you know where I'm from. I'm on the return back into stardust, something more through ancestral soul, riding on the wall. Come people called by the extraordinary, all in sacred time. Wanna walk a rainbow prophecy, honoring all that gives you life. I don't know what you don't know, the way moons unfold in the unknown. Familiar voice of the present moment, always reminding us how to follow the sun and to live within. Heart of pure and innocence, shining on and on, evolved in the lineage of my mother and father's love.
Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, click the store link on my homepage. From there, you can check out the latest merch. There's hoodies, coffee cups, stickers, and shirts. Show off how much you love Mappy and support the channel. And I'm on Cameo too. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson YouTube. It's fun. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.